What is up, party people? How are you? This is my 6-month post-op update from my surgery. Today is September the 12th, 2016. My surgery on March 10th, 2016 at Rex Hospital in Raleigh, North Carolina with Dr. Michael Tyner. I had a biliopancreatic diversion with duodenal switch. Essentially, it is a duodenal switch which is slightly modified in such that my common channel is longer than a traditional duodenal switch. Stats. Highest weight ever, 401 pounds. My surgery weight was 379 pounds. Let's see. My current weight is 267 pounds. Since my last update, I am down 6.4 pounds in a week and a bit. Woohoo! My weight loss since surgery is 112 pounds, and weight loss since my highest weight is 134 pounds, y'all. 134. So pretty exciting. I'll get to the update from the results from my doctor visit in just a second. A couple things that I want to talk about. So I've lost 134 pounds. That's a third of my total weight for my highest weight, which seems crazy to me. I have dropped in terms of BMI class. For those of you who may not know, there are 3 different classes of obesity. Class 1, 2, and 3. 3, and that's it. That's as high as she goes. So I have been in the highest whatever BMI obesity class for a very, very long time, and now I've dropped down to obese class 2, which is basically anybody who's got a BMI below, I guess, 40. My starting BMI was 59, and now it is 39. So I am obese times 2, not times 3, I guess, which I'll take. So FYI, I got my seasonal flu shot the other day at my local pharmacy, which is totally allowed with our procedure. And in fact, it is highly recommended according to my doctor. I went into my appointment today and I said, "Are the flu shots okay?" He said, "Absolutely. In fact, it's encouraged." And I said, "Good, because I already got mine." And he laughed and he said, Amy, no. If there's one thing you can't do, it's getting a flu shot." But he was just kidding, of course. So get your seasonal flu shots. So let's talk about some of my doctor's notes and my questions that he answered for me. So, as I mentioned before, I was super diabetic before my surgery. Was taking Lantus at least 5 times a day, lots and lots of Lantus. I haven't taken a lick of it since I left the hospital after my surgery. My 3-month appointment, my A1C was 5.7, and right now at my 6-month mark it is 5.1. So I've actually dropped even more so. So the doctor was elated with that. He said, "You're not even pre-diabetic. You've got the blood sugar of a perfectly healthy person." And he kept saying during this appointment how healthy I looked, that my hair looks good, my nails look good. So he can tell just by my skin look good. He said, "I can just tell that you're getting in all your vitamins. I can tell." So we went over some of the results of my blood work. About 2 weeks ago, I went in and had them draw bloods in preparation for this meeting so we could talk about it. So the only thing that he was concerned about was my iron. So at my 3-month mark, my iron was really low. And so he said, "I want you to start taking some iron supplements." So I did that, started taking some iron supplements. And then for this draw, it was still low, which just means that I'm not absorbing the iron. So he is going to do a referral to the hematologist, and I'm going to have to get iron infusions, it looks like. So he said the hematologist will say for certain how frequently, because I asked questions like, how often do I have to do it, and all that sort of stuff. He said usually most patients of theirs do quarterly, which is great. I was afraid it was going to have to be like weekly. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a nightmare with work. But usually he said most patients do quarterly infusions, but that'll be up to the hematologist. So he's going to set up a referral, and they should contact me to set up our first appointment so I can get my first iron infusion. And if I don't hear from them, then I need to reach out to my doctor's office, and then they'll set that up. So in terms of my labs and everything, that was the only thing that was concerning. But it was just really great. He said that I looked like I'm the picture of health compared to how I was before. He just says, I can't, you're doing so well. You are a rock star. You're taking, you're following. He said, what was the term he kept using? Paint by numbers. He's like, you're following the rules to the T, and I can see it. I can see it in your labs. I can see it in your, like I said, my skin, my hair, my nails. He said, I can just tell that, you're following the rules. So that's great. So here's some questions that I had for him. One of which was the flu shot. Is the flu shot okay? And he said, yes, in fact, it's recommended. I'm going to be traveling in about 4 weeks. So, airports are gross and germy and airplanes. So I didn't want to have a compromised immune system. So I got my flu shot in advance because it takes about 2 weeks for the antibodies to build up for you to be ready to go. So some people think it's a whole lot of hooey that immunizations are bad and all that sort of stuff. Whatever. I get my seasonal flu shot every year, and I've never had the flu. Sure, I'll get the common cold occasionally, but never the flu. So works for me, so I'm going to keep doing it. I asked him some questions about thoughts on patch vitamins and he said for some vitamins I might be okay. He said he didn't recommend the ADEK just because those ones you need a little bit of fat with them because they're fat soluble. And just transdermal might not be the best ones for that one. I asked about iron ones because that's the one I'm most interested in because my iron is so low. He said that that's really possible. And to talk to the hematologist when I go for my infusions to see if what the hematologist says about iron transdermal patches. I asked him to send a copy of my lab results to my PCP, which they were going to do. What else? Yeah, iron infusions, blah, blah, blah. So I asked about my macros. So right now, I said, do I need to adjust? Do I need to adjust my daily calories? Do I need to adjust my macro goals that I kind of work towards every day? And he said, so I should basically keep it as is. So right now, I'm 6 months out. I'm averaging around 1,200 calories a day. I'm keeping my carbs under 75, and my protein average is about 105 a day. And he said that is perfect. That's a sweet spot for me because I'm getting lots of results, and the weight is still dropping off. He said, don't be surprised now if the weight starts falling off continuously. You might stall for a little while and then do a big drop, and then stall for a while and then a big drop. That's fairly common, so be prepared for that. And I said that's fine. So anyway, I'm going to keep that as is in terms of my calorie goal per day, carb goal, protein goal, all that sort of stuff. I asked him about my stomach capacity. I said, right now, I've noticed that I'm eating more food. Currently, I'm getting between, 4 to 6 ounces per meal, like supper time, for example. Like, for example, we made burgers the other day, and my husband just took a pound of ground beef, and we just made 4 burgers out of it. With some seasoning, and I didn't put it on a bun. I just put it on the plate with some pimento cheese and some, toppings, burger toppings, ketchup, mustard, onions, pickles. And I ate the whole burger, and I was like, holy crap, I'm eating the whole thing. Wow. So I'm noticing that I'm eating more. I said, how much more am I going to be able to eat before I kind of hit the max? I'm afraid of stretching out my stomach, and I don't want to do that. So I just want to be really cognizant that I'm not kind of getting close to that. And he said, what I'm eating right now is going to be the new normal for me. So I should expect that at about 6 months, which is right now, this is it. He said, stretching your stomach takes a lot of effort to do, and it takes years to do. He said, if you're if you're eating too fast for years and years and years, you're eating all the wrong stuff, for years, then that could stretch out your stomach. But he said, honestly, if you're doing what it is that I'm doing now, then that's not going to happen. So he said, this is pretty much my stomach's at capacity right now. I shouldn't start getting used to being able to eat more and more and more. And I told him, I said, I don't want to stretch out my stomach. Obviously I did that before in my pre-op life, and I just really want to make sure that I'm making good decisions, so that I'm not doing that again. So he said, don't worry, this is pretty much it. I shouldn't see that I start eating more than what I'm currently eating. Exercise. So I talked a little bit about exercise. I said, so right now, I'm doing, I'm exercising 5 times a week, doing about 45 minutes a day. I'm been increasing the intensity of my exercise. Should I be doing it longer or more frequently? And he said, no, continue doing 5 days a week, 45 minutes. That's a good frequency. It's good duration, but feel free to jack up the intensity, as I feel more comfortable. He told me, he's like, this time next year, you might be running a marathon. And I literally laughed in his face. And he said, no, you laugh now, but I've seen people do it. He said, I've seen people lose, not as quickly as you, and younger and less healthy than you, and they've done it. So mark my words, it might happen. But I just had to laugh because that's ridiculous. He was checking me out. He's checking my arm wings and all that. He said, are you thinking about having skin surgery? And I said, well, that's not a priority for me right now. I just need to focus on losing the weight. I mean, I would love to have that problem eventually. But I am considering it. I've already started putting some money aside into a separate bank account, in preparation for if I need to do it. I have no idea what the cost would be, but I'm just kind of saving my pennies now. And then when I get down to my goal weight or something, then I can consider it. He said, because he was looking at my muffin top and my arms, and he said that there are people who have lost less than me that have worse skin. So he said typically when you lose weight, the skin will spring back a little bit, but he said usually that happens about 6 to 9 months behind the actual weight loss itself. Which was interesting. So I don't know. It's not a priority for me right now. I just want to get healthy, and it sounds like I'm well on my way for that. And like I said, I have put some money aside. I got, a couple bonuses at work. I just put that into a separate, bank account, and I'll just use that towards, skin removal surgery should I need to do that in the future, within I don't know, whenever I get to that point. I'm not there now, so we'll see. What else did we talk about? That was pretty much it. He just kept saying that I looked like the picture of health. He said he's so happy for me. He hugged me like 3 times when he first saw me, and he's just really, really, really pleased. And so I was a little nervous going into that meeting. I don't know why. Probably because it's years of going into doctors and being prepared to be scolded about my weight and all that sort of stuff. But it was good. It was good. I feel good. And that's the update. So I hope everybody's doing well and you all are kicking ass and taking names. And that's about it. So I got to go home now. Got to go back to work. So I'll catch up with you guys later. Love you. Bye.